In the last episode, I don't know what we did. Okay, we took care of a few things. We also bought some more metal. We almost bought the wind turbine patent, but we also decided to build some more things before we sign off for this episode. This is almost full. I think one or two more boxes and that's it. Let's see, there's my driller bot, which still has a lot of lifetime. And I think it did help our metal production quite a lot to have this bot going on. Now imagine if you had 6 of those, or even 9, and you could basically staff a mine all the time with 3 personnel. Because I do think they also have, or they would also move workers out. So if a bot is on the way to the mine, there will be no worker going in there because the bot is just better at it. And to be fair, I think if I had this chance to basically get the day off and let the bot do my work and risking to break my everything in the mine, I'm quite sure I'd know what decision I would make. Then again, people don't seem to be concerned about getting paid here, which is somewhat interesting to me. I think this base is essentially... they may have adopted communism. And again, there's no private property here. Everybody shares the same bed, which also requires a lot of hygiene, which we don't seem to have here. I mean, it's kind of suspicious that we do not have any kind of restrooms, any kind of showers, any kind of just hygienic things. I mean, I would probably want to have a very good shower after spending some time in the mine, and probably also after spending a day in the humid atmosphere of the biodome, or after processing things or welding things, which is also very, very hot. Just say, it's suspicious to me. It does seem suspicious. Also, let's see, there is a crate being put here, and yeah. So this is essentially, I'd say 50. If one crate... okay, it can't be 50 because then we would have a... we couldn't have an odd number here. So I suppose this may actually be 75 to 100 boxes that can fit in here. I'm too lazy to do the math, and again, this box seems to be significantly smaller than, for example, those spares. So this seems to be approximately half the size of that, which means those boxes will only count half as much as the big ones, and that will completely throw off my maths here, so I'll just forget about this and move on. I should probably look this up somewhere. Okay, I wanted to build stuff. So first off, we need another dormitory. How much metal do we have? We seem to be having a lot of metal now. 15 to be exact. That is a good amount to start building. So one of the things I wanted to build, because we haven't built them yet, is a multi-purpose dome. It will go, let's say, here. Like this. And a multi-purpose dome will basically provide us with fun activities. It will give our people fun, which is kind of important. We could also get a bar, but I don't want to do that yet. And we can have a control center, which we'll also have made big. And we'll put this somewhat isolated, like this maybe. I'll only build one connection for now, from here to there. But I will try to, if I don't have to place things on the edge of this room, I will probably also connect it to this. Actually, it can have more than one connection. Okay. Although I suppose it would be better to connect to the canteen rather than the oxygen generator. Just the rule from Dungeon Keeper. You would want to have the places where people work close to the places where people eat stuff. So I think actually Dungeon Keeper has a blanket permission, so it's definitely on my to Let's Play list. And one basic rule is essentially place the chicken farm there, kind of central. So you place a chicken farm, and then you place all the like training room and what else? The training room, the crafts room, the not necessarily the prison, but libraries and all that stuff. You place that around the chicken farm, so the creatures that go and work there can just basically grab a snack and go back to work. If you're really generous, you'll also do the lairs there, which means they can just also go to bed very quick. So they're basically spending less time walking around and more time doing the stuff you want them to do, or doing the stuff that you don't mind them doing, rather than just walking around pointlessly. Dungeon Keeper. It's really a fun game, and one of my all-time favorites. I'd have to say that. If somebody went to ask me and asked for my all-time favorite games, Dungeon Keeper would definitely be among them. And probably the first one more than the second, although the second had a few changes I really liked. And some I didn't quite like that much. But more on that maybe at a later point. Maybe one of you actually asks me to do that, and then I will have no choice but to do it. But until then, I'll just say that it was always one of my favorite games. It will always be, probably. Because there has not been a game that has encapsulated this idea of you being an evil dungeon ruler that greatly. Although in the recent years some efforts have been made, and some actually pretty good games have been made that try to emulate Dungeon Keeper, and try to emulate the idea of Dungeon Keeper, which I think is a definitely a good attempt, but I haven't played all of those. I've played War for the Overworld, and it's pretty good. It only has one problem in some of the later maps, which is that the engine just can't cope with too many units. And once you actually have that many units, or once there are that many units on the map, they'll just not... The AI just basically loses it. The AI won't do anything. They'll just walk around past each other pointlessly, and that is really annoying because it means that you can't really do anything. I don't like that, because it basically put me to the point where I could not finish the game, and that's something I really don't appreciate. I would also like to try, I think another one was Dwelvers. I've looked at this in Let's Play from Splattercat, and I did like the look of it too, but I think I never got around to purchasing it. I think it lurks somewhere on my wishlist though. Okay, also the multi-dome is kind of pointless if you don't multi-dome it. You can place a lot of things in here. You can place a decorative plant in there. You can do a treadmill, which looks like a giant hamster wheel. So let's do that. You probably want a drinking fountain next to those, at least one of them. We'll have two. Also, could we hook this up to a power generator, so people would do something useful? Probably not. Ooh, an exercise bar. I always hated those in school. I always hated those. And that seems dangerous. I mean, I've seen fail videos of those, and you probably want to have more of a soft area around that. Let's have some video screen over here. And maybe a plant over there. Although, to be fair, to be a jerk, I would probably put a cactus over here. Let's put a bench next to the plant, so you can look at the plant. And I think that's all the multi-purpose stuff we can do for now, or we want to do for now. This is also kind of in preparation for the next big thing we're going to build, which is the addition of a large landing pad. Okay, let's do the trading ship here. What do you have? You have a drill bot. You still don't have the patent. We could get the Mega Collector patent, which I think would actually be worth getting as soon as possible. So, do I want to buy that now or not? It's tempting. It's tempting, but we can actually I'm hoping to get by until we really need it. So let's say no. I could have sold him stuff, but I didn't want to either. And I'm not sure if I want to completely destroy the old landing pad or not. And if you want to get a big one, you probably definitely want to... that was kind of stupid. You definitely want to have 2 or more airlocks pointing towards it so you don't have this congestion, because big trading ships means big amounts of stuff. Now look at that, someone's running here. It's being used by an engineer. It's not being maintained. He could actually build this and exercise that way, but he doesn't want to. Also, apparently this makes people happy, which is great. And they will not use up more water than before, and I think this is just a nice thing. I don't think they will get thirstier than that. I don't believe the game treats exercising like that. Treats exercising as a task or an activity that makes you thirstier. So what is this guy doing? Oh, now he is. I thought he was just standing there. It's not quite an exercise bar then. Although it would be fitting to how I would stand next to those. Also note how all the engineers are using them now. Nobody else is using the exercise bar. At least those don't use up any power. The only thing that uses a small bit of water is the drinking fountain. Although I'd say 0.25 is not very little. I can get the security controls from there. Okay, let's see. We definitely want to have a security console. And apparently we have to place it on the edges, so... Not sure if I can do this. I'm also not sure how many things this will allow them to observe, so... we'll see. Okay, there's a radio antenna here. I think the radio antenna will allow you to... what will it do? It may allow you to tell when a ship is incoming, and it will also, I think it will allow you to get warnings from bad weather. So you don't notice the sandstorm as it is pretty much upon you, but you'll notice it earlier, and you can prepare. Although I don't think you can. I'm not sure how much time you would get, and I don't know if there's that much you can actually do to prepare, because if you get like 5 minutes ahead, you probably don't have time to pull up another power collector and operate it. Okay, how many... it would be nice to know how many the limited number is, but apparently I don't get that, so we'll just build... We'll just assume it's one screen for each... it's one... one screen for one, let's say, structure here. So we have more than that, which means we need more structures. So welcome to the surveillance state. We're turning a little utopia into a surveillance state, but it is necessary. For the good of all the people, it is absolutely vital and crucial to get those going. Also want an armory here. And we'll probably also want to have some gun workshop here. The peaceful times are over. We are now making guns, and we have to. I'm afraid we have to, because while everybody here is a productive and useful element of society, we cannot tell what those miscreants who will land on our base are. And that's a really big drawback of having a big landing panel. You do get criminals, and you will get them more frequently the more popular and the better your base is doing. So if we look at our graphs here, this is the overall happiness, the welfare, and this is the prestige. And the happier people are, the worse it gets. Like the more criminals there are likely to attack you, and yeah, it's just you will get more criminal intrusions than you would get without. If your people were all misery, and if your base was known that living there was like the worst thing that could happen to you. I probably also want more guards now. Shut up, phone. So yeah, we've successfully armed up. We are going to be... We should probably set up the limit here. We want 5 guns. Yeah, 5 guns sounds reasonable. Actually, let's make that 10. If everything fails, we'll just sell the excess, but you can see it also uses semiconductors, so that is a very expensive building. Or guns are generally very expensive, and they're definitely worth the price they're asked for. Although I still would try not to buy any. So this is more preparation. We don't need the antenna or telescope thing because we don't have either of those yet. But now that we have the security room, we can actually build the radio antenna and the telescope. You could make the... I think this actually turns thunderstorms into power if you have any of those. You could make a signpost, which I think gives you some what's the word? Renown, some fame, glory, standing... I forgot the word now. You can build a telescope, which will allow you to destroy incoming meteors, which is great. You could then build a laser, but I think those have a ridiculous amount of power draw. So you probably don't want to do that too often, and you don't want to build too many. So you probably still don't get complete coverage of all your base, but you could at least say build it among the or next to the most crucial structures. Also successfully out of metal again, so we'll not build anything else right now. But we're on a good way, and once we actually have some weapons, we will certainly build the big landing panel, probably over here somewhere. And we also have a bar, I think. Oh, look at that. So this says this place is surveyed. This is not surveyed. Although I'm not sure if it will be surveyed once somebody actually bothers to sit on this thing. This is surveyed, this is not. Then again, why would you survey this? I mean, it's kind of on the end of the base, so people would probably have to go through a surveyed place to begin with. It also feels like a waste to not have anything you could place in the middle of this room, which is probably where I would build something. Actually, let's see. Can I really not build anything here? Nope, it has to go on the edge. That's a massive waste of space. That is a massive waste of space. Oh well. I guess it can't be helped. Also, how many guards do I have? Let's check that quickly. It's over here. We have 3 guards, so this is all we can survey at the moment. Okay, there is no more ship. We are using some spares here. Okay, the base is doing fine. We will probably try to expand more next week, or next time. So next episode, for you it will be next week, for me it will be somewhere in the vague future. And until then, bye!